Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. It's important to know that for the most part, Muslims in Palestine are all alone. No one to help them. Nope. Muslims in Kashmir, you are all alone. No one to help you. Nope. No one's going to help you. There might be some discussions here and there, but there is a larger plan. You see, when the U.S. troops leave Afghanistan, there is a fear that a small country like Afghanistan will become an inspiration for other small countries. And so, what can be done to put this region of the Muslim world under a difficulty is the best option. And for that, the best option is to support India. Forget it. Malaysia has billions of dollars of trade with India, UAE, Saudi Arabia, so on and so forth. All these countries, their investments in India are more than their belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then their feeling that these are our brothers and sisters dying. The Arab world died the day they became silent regarding the Muslims in Palestine. The hearts are as hard as rocks. These hearts do not cry. Don't expect from people who do not cry to help you. It is extremely important. You know the word Ummah, what it means? The word Ummah, the derivative letters of the word Ummah are Alif, Mim, Mim. Imam. You are an Ummah when you have an Imam. If you don't have an Imam, you are not an Ummah as such. Look at the Ummahs, Allah, like the bees and the ants, they all have leaders. You know these Ummahs Allah has created, Allah talks about, these are Ummahs, the bees and the ants, they have their leaders. See, the thing is that every country feels it is on its own. These are nationalistic countries. These are not ideological countries. Islam is an ideology. Islam is a global ideology in which these global borders don't mean jack. They don't mean anything. We still have that feeling of being Muslim when we go to the masjid or we go to Hajj, and you know, Hajj is our United Nations and all this. What is the use of the Hajj that we just did when the result is zero in the practical world? Hajj used to be a time where the Khalifa used to recruit people for the army. Hajj used to be a time where instead of being a script here, Sheikh, read this. This is what you have to say. Don't say any word outside the script we're giving you. You know, Hajj used to be a time where the global issues of the Ummah were being discussed. Recruitment for the army was being made. The shura of all the great ones who would come in Hajj, they would make shura. So anyway, the Ummah is dead. Now the only thing, you know, they did it happened very systematically. The first thing to go after World War I was the symbolic Khalifa we had, right? And then the next thing was an economic invasion. Put this riba system everywhere, so everyone's just in debt. Everyone is just trying to come out of their debt. Everyone's enslaved in this system of debt, of riba. And the third, they took the elite of all these different places and brainwashed them, cultured them, and brainwashed them and educated them in their way of thinking. In the Iblisi way of thinking. And now these people think that the riba system is the best system in the world. And these are the people leading us. You think these people are going to cry for people in Kashmir, for people in Gaza, for people in Yemen, for people in Somalia. These people are going to cry for the Muslims in China. These people are going to cry for Muslims anywhere in the world. You think these people care about anything except for their nationalistic borders and their businesses? So first, drop the political system. Second, take over the economic system. And when you drop the political system, you put in its place your own stooges, for the most part. And then you take over the economic system. Then you take over the educational and social institutions. So the policies are being made by the people that what? Made by the people that are thinking just like the imperialists. You know, in America, in the 1960s, you saw my video about Malcolm X that I did that YouTube has been trying to curtail it, and they have a good reason for that. But anyway, you see, there was a time in the 1960s, they would say, because now even the blacks in America, the African Americans in America, even they have, they've lost their track that they were on at one time. But, they had this concept, this person's a black person, like Obama, black person, but he's a white wannabe. Black people have curly hair, right? You know how the Afro hair, they have that special hair. So what would they do is they'd take a special lotion to make it straight like white people, right? And they try to walk and talk like white people instead of being themselves. This is what's happened to our educated class. They all want to act like the invaders. Okay, then you have the issue of, which is now what they're working on, and that is they have taken over the political system, taken over the economic system, taken over the social institutions, brainwashed you, and then they have entertainment, Bollywood and Hollywood, and that's been going on for 30 years. Do you know in the Arab world, the number 2 language now that's considered the number 2 language of the country is Hindi? Do you know how many cheap labor are brought from India to the Arab world to work? This is part of the relationship that they got. And these Arabs, they love watching these Bollywood movies. And then now you have the political, economic, social, then now the cultural / entertainment level invading the Muslim world. You think Muslims can think straight after this? And then now they are going into the gender and family issues because Muslims are strong, at least in their families, at least at the family level. We have some level of what we quote unquote Islamic identity. But now their challenge is breaking down the Muslim families. And then after that, the last and the final challenge will be so easy. When Dajjal comes, people worship him because after all this is broken down, and then that concept, the basic concepts of Islam are broken down, even worshiping, even ibadat. Once you get to the family level, so what should be done? What needs to be done is like-minded people in the Ummah who still care, who still have a heart, who have still some light, who still cry, who still feel, who don't have a heart as hard as a rock. Muslim people who have a heart, Muslim people who can see, who have nur in their eyes to see what's happening in the world. Muslim people who care. Muslim people who love Allah and His Messenger and His Deen. They need to start coming together. They need to start coming together and working together. If you don't do this, you are going to be lost. You need a jama'ah. You need to be with a jama'ah. And the Prophet said this clearly about the end times, to be with a jama'ah, because we are now fractured and broken. More on this inshallah next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Make sure to subscribe today, and make sure you like, and make sure you leave your comments and ideas. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.
أشهد أن لا